Tournament week in high school volleyball in Minnesota. Today on Channel 12, a quarterfinal round, Class 3A match between the North Branch Vikings and the third-seeded Champlin Park Rebels. Oh, and welcome to the XL Energy Center. John Jacobson and Andy Gugasberg. Andy, for Champlin Park, a second straight tournament trip here to St. Paul. They've got a lot of experience on their side as they return to the court here for the first time in a year.
Absolutely true. The leadership we saw in the section semifinals and the section finals will be on full effect here at State. With a student section like Champlin's got, they definitely have what I would consider a home court advantage here. Some of their students beat us here today. Look for them to go early to Hilly, a lot to Alderson. Alderson, I thought, carried the team in the section final. We'll see what she's able to bring here 4 days later.
North Branch comes out of Section 7, an exciting time for that small town. First time to the state tournament in volleyball for the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings having a nice season so far, coming through a good section with a couple really nice teams in it. Had a really nice section run here, led by a couple good seniors from what my friends are telling me. I'd like to see what they have. I haven't seen them with my own eyes. We'll see how they handle things today in the pressure of the Excel Energy Center.
Well, they're definitely the underdog here today, so what needs to go right for them to be able to pull the upset against the Rebels?
Well, when in doubt, you always want to make sure your serve and pass game is strong. When you're playing against a Champlin Park, you can't serve an easy ball and give Champlin the opportunity to set any hitter they want. You've got to isolate hitters and commit on certain kids. If they're able to do that with either shutting down Hilly or Alderson, they stand a chance.
For the Rebels, they're in a spot where, again, they're familiar with this place. Their goal was to get to the state tournament. They'd like to win it. How do they not look past this opponent and look ahead to the semifinals?
I think that's the big key, John. Not trying to figure out how to beat Egan today. They've got to take care of the opponent on the other side of the net and take care of the first touch on their side. When they're under control, when they do things on their side well, they're really fun to watch. Wayzata gave them everything they could handle in the section final after beating them twice in the regular season simply by putting a lot of pressure on that team.
Prior Lake and Roseville area have already advanced to the semifinals. One of these teams looking to join them here on Friday. We'll take a break and come back, and we'll start the first set. It is North Branch, Champlin Park, State 3A volleyball from St. Paul, and on 12 Sports next.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to the XL Energy Center. Quarterfinal round match. North Branch and Champlin Park. Vikings coming into this tournament. Great record out of Section 7 3A. 24-5 on the season. The Rebels 27-4. Their non-starters being introduced for the Rebels, who are the home team today.
Yeah, the Vikings coming in, winning 15 of their last 16 matches, playing hot volleyball right now. Haven't played against a team like Champlin, though. Here we see the starters for North Branch.
Their starters, Courtney Selbishka and Sienna Selbishka. Courtney is a senior, Sienna an 8th grader, both daughters of head coach Mike Selbishka, and they're outstanding players, probably their top 2 hitters on this team. Kelsey Alleman and Nada Hadrava in the middle. Their setter is Morgan Lindner. Sydney Robillard, the defensive specialist, and Cassidy Kuncher is their libero. And a look at Champlin Park. Marissa Battendahl-Vidal, Allie Miller, Janae Alderson, who's named first team All-State this week, along with Sydney Hilly, Anna Krimble, Izzy Ashburn, and Caitlin Weimer-Sturch.
Rebels been here before, got some new faces doing some new things, but the key pieces are back from last year's squad. John Younker's got his team ready to go. We talked with them early on in the season. We did one of their early matches, and the goal wasn't to win a conference title. The goal wasn't to win a section title. The goal was to win a state title. You've got some pretty lofty goals, but you've got the athletes and the leadership to get it done. This Rebel team ready to go. North Branch, first time in the state tournament since 1993, is that right, John?
1994, they made it 93 and 94 back to back.
94, so these kids weren't born.
Right.
The last time the Vikings were at the state tournament. Gonna have to talk to mom and dad and see how it was last time they were here. Both teams excited. We've got some great officials on the match. Gonna be a good one here. Student section from North Branch just as excited, not quite as big, but if that siren goes off, we're probably gonna have a problem. Here we go. The captain on the floor. Here we go.
Great student support for both of these schools, bigger than we saw, I think, from either school in the first quarterfinal that we did here, Prior Lake and Hopkins.
Prior Lake, I don't know why their student section was so small. The Hopkins section, I heard there was some other stuff going on at school, so they weren't able to be here. I remember the last few years when Eden Prairie's come, they almost have no students on the first couple days because it's always right around their final of term. So maybe that's something we got going on with Hopkins as well. I'm not quite sure how that works out.
Well, and often when state volleyball is going on, their football team is still playing too.
There's
some
that
of those
too.
kids,
yes.
They don't come out for volleyball because of that. Sienna Savitchka, just an 8th grader, will get us started here. She led this team, Andy, in kills on the season with 228. And we are underway in the quarterfinals here. Run to the net. Too tight to the net. Hilly couldn't get to it, and the first point goes to the Vikings.
It's going to be loud here all day, John. I'm kind of excited about it. Vikings up 1-0.
We're right in front of that North Branch section. Good serve by Salvichka. Ashburn back. Hilly tips it over the blockers. Handled back row by Kunshier, and this hit goes long, and we're tied at 1.
8th grader out of the back row, just missing long. A little bit of nerves, potentially.
Batten-Dalvidol gets the first serve for Champlin Park. Attack back row. She gets the dig up. Batten-Dalvidol does. Hilly's attack is handled. Back outside and too strong again. Courtney Salvichka a little long, and it's 2-1 Rebels.
Courtney not quite getting herself in position to take a big swing. She misses that ball.
Ball right side. Alderson handling the attack from Courtney Salvichka. Hilly, that one off of Sienna. And over by Kunshier. Back row Alderson right to the net. Ashburn to Krimble, pushing it across. Vikings handle that. And a good play over by Sienna Salvichka. Over by Ellie Miller. That's dug up by Robillard. And a block. Miller gets the block. Point Champlin Park, and a good rally.
Good rally there. Krimble closing the block here. If I'm Champlin, I might just commit on these left sides. We're not getting a lot of other ball.
Long run to that ball for the setter Coleman. Here's Hilly attacking, gets the kill.
Great hustle by Coleman as she runs all the way off the sideline over to the left and then gets back, not in a great position to put up a block there as Hilly puts the ball down for another kill.
Quick 4-1 start for Champlin Park in the first set. Back set, hit across. Whistle, point Champlin Park. Double contact whistle against the Vikings.
5-1 early.
Batten-Dalvidol, a junior. She'll be back next year. She'll be a talented Rebels team that'll come back a year from now. Hilly gets the block.
Hilly on the solo block here. Slide set. Hilly presses. She's got elbows on the other side of the net. That's going to be hard to hit around.
Good run here for Batten-Dalvidol, serving the ball. Hit over by Kunshier. Alderson up in the air to Hilly. Back row. Coleman playing it to the middle. Another point. Another double contact call.
Anytime we start saying Kuhn Shear on the attack, we're going to be in trouble. You can't at this level in the 3A state championship, you cannot be setting your libero as part of your offense. Early timeout here for the Vikings, down 7-1. Junker just talking a little bit here with his freshman setter about what we want done. Junker back in the state tournament for the second year in a row, looking to take his team all the way to the final.
Winning the Section 5 3A tournament. What an exciting match we had last Saturday at Anoka against Wayzata. A Wayzata team that could have won a lot of sections, but couldn't win Section 5.
Yeah, it was a great matchup. Again, for the third time. As coaches, we talk all the time. It's almost impossible to beat a team 3 times in a row, especially if you're evenly matched, which Wayzata and Champlin are. Champlin behind the leadership of senior Janae Alderson, taking that in 5. Little easier road for the Vikings out of their section. Now the rubber meets the road here in the state tournament.
On the other court, Egan up on Rochester Mayo early in their first set, 15-8. That one got underway just a few minutes before this one. Attack and the kill for Courtney Silvich. Maybe that'll get North Branch rolling a little bit.
5'11" senior goes around the block. Miller doesn't get, or excuse me, Krimble doesn't get her hands over the net, and Hilly's not in a position to make a dig.
Katie Burnside, junior, in to serve for the first time today.
2-ball.
Ashburn to Hilly. Too strong.
Off the block?
Oh, off the block. It was tipped by North Branch. Point in Champlin Park.
Goes back to the old saying, it doesn't matter if you know what Hilly's hitting, it doesn't mean you can stop it. She does a great job elevating over the block.
Brianna Gore's in for the Rebels for the first time. She'll serve here. Coleman outside for Courtney Selbishka. Dug up by Alderson. Ball goes to Hilly. Cross. Ball at the net. Coleman gets blocked.
Coleman telegraphed that one, and Hilly and Miller were all over it. We got a whistle? We have Hilly in the net, maybe? Must have been the call.
So the point goes to the Vikings to make it 8-3. Morgan Coleman serving. Kelly Hartman, senior middle hitter, number 15, in for them now. Ashburn to Hilly. Another kill for the All-Stater.
Hilly hitting that rhythm that we needed her, that we were looking for in the section final as she unloads on yet another ball.
Hilly, nice serve. Vikings having to scramble, but they get it over. Hilly will set it this time to Alderson. And down for a point. Just got it across the net and down inside the Viking block.
Hartman's up high enough to block that ball, but not over far enough. Alderson with a great swing.
Coleman will set it back outside. Courtney Selbishka. 218 kills on the season coming in.
Net violation again here, it looks like. You see the swing. I think she caught it on the follow-through.
Caught it on the follow-through. So the point instead. No kill for her, and Rebels get the point. Hilly, quick set, tapped over by Claflin in order to adjust to that ball. Weimer Skirch, back for Hilly. And too strong, point North Branch.
Hammer Skirch uses Hilly as the outlet there. She takes the second ball just about every time she gets it back to Hilly, which normally works out pretty well.
Selbishka serving. Back row handled by Weimer Skirch. Hilly for Alderson. Too strong on Janae's hit. Couple of points in a row for the Vikings to make it 11-5.
Vikings finally get Sienna back into the front row here. Their most dynamic attacker is going to see a lot of action.
Hilly set outside for Miller. Point Champlin Park.
Kunsher with a great diving effort there to her left. One arms the ball. See this right here. Gets a touch on it, but not up towards anybody.
Coleman will set it quick in the middle. Alderson and Claflin get the block.
Great close there by the two seniors. Excuse me, Claflin only a junior. I feel like we've been saying her name for a few years there.
Well, when you look at Alderson and Krimble are seniors, but the rest of these girls all come back next year that are in the regular rotation. Needy tap over for Vatndal Vidal. Vikings able to handle that. Outside swing for the Vikings by Sienna and over by Alderson. Back row hit across by Kincheer. And a point for North Branch.
Gore very active in the back row there. Not able to go sideline to pick up that last ball, but I like the effort from the sophomore DS.
No Kincheer to serve here. She's a senior. Hilly will set it outside. Vatndal Vidal's hit is blocked. Hilly will dump it over herself this time. And knocked back across by Hartman. Alderson from the middle. Outside. Sienna Selbechka's hit is handled. Alderson. Put it across. Coleman will go back. Selbechka. Hilly this time for Vatndal Vidal. Coleman this time back set and across by Hartman. And a point for North Branch.
I think Hilly got away with a double contact there, the way Kaiser set his bar, but Vatndal Vidal in the net to end the point and give the Vikings yet another. They're only down 6.
Off of Gore. Rebels though recovering. Vatndal Vidal gets it across, but not in play.
This is a very tough serve-receive rotation for Champlin Park. They've got Hilly in the 6 behind Alderson. She's got to make a big move to get up and make a play.
And sheer serve handled by Alderson. Hilly will set it for Alderson. And Janae, you could see at the end of that saying, let's go.
High ball in the middle, and she's going to take, oh, that's a whole lot of court that she's got wide open there. Good swing by the senior middle/outside.
Izzy Ashburn, 5'9" freshman serving. Coleman in the middle, the whistle. Another double contact called on the Vikings. I think it's 3 here in this set.
Yeah, Coleman might be getting a little rattled by the officiating here. We'll see what she does here.
At the net. And point for North Branch.
Ball is tight, and 8th grader Sienna goes up and bounces it off the setter's hands. Great swing by the 8th grader.
Sydney Robillard with the serving. Ashburn back to Alderson off the antenna. Another North Branch point. 15-10. Vikings hanging in here in the first set. Need to extend this run here. Back to Alderson. Pounds this one down. Kill Champlin Park.
That ball left a little further inside here. We're able to see Alderson take this ball down the line, which is where she wanted to go at the last one. Bounces it in front of senior libero Cassidy Kuncher.
Front row and blocked by Krimble. Krimble and Vatndal Vidal getting up and blocking the attack of Sienna Selbechka.
Big block there.
Hannah Krimble will go right from volleyball into girls basketball practice next week. Signed a letter of intent to play collegiate basketball. Vermont yesterday. Off of Hilly, a kill for North Branch.
Hilly looks at her team, announces that's my bad. She's not in position. She's only at about 7 feet there, so that ball hit to her right. She's not going to be in a position to play it. She's got to get to the 10-foot line, straddle that 10-foot line, and lift that ball up.
Off of Hilly, it's an ace.
Metro Player of the Year struggling a little bit with first contact right now. North Branch within 5. Just took her eye off the ball. I think she was getting ready to hit. instead of taking care of one contact at a time.
Sienna Selbishka off of Hilly with this serve. Alderson will get it back to Hilly. He'll play it over. Coleman across. Courtney Selbishka handled by Weimer-Skirch. Back to Hilly it comes. She gets blocked. Weimer-Skirch there to handle it. Outside Battendall Vidal over the antenna. Point North Branch.
Freshman setter who was so good during the regular season about putting her hitters in great position seems to be setting a little past the antenna. Really tough ball to bring back in again.
Good serve. Hilly able to handle it. It's the set from Ashburn. It's it into the net.
Just like that, the Vikings within 3 here. 17-14 Champlin. She's got to finish that swing.
Ball to Hilly again, off the blockers. Vikings handle it. Coleman outside. Courtney Selbishka blocked. Able to get it back, though. Puts this one just wide. Point Champlin Park ends the North Branch run. Miller back in. And Weimer-Skirch out as Battendall Vidal goes back to serve. The team up by 4 here in set 1. Now 3.
Untimely error there by Battendall Vidal. We see head coach Mike Selbishka. Been around the game of volleyball for a long time. I remember back in the late 90s watching him play at a high level in men's open play. He knows his way around the court, that's for sure.
Outside it goes to Hilly. It pounds that one home. Got a good set from Ashburn and put it away.
It's a great rhythm set there. She's already into the second step of her 4-step approach before the ball is even set. She's able to finish that ball. And because the block from Coleman doesn't get all the way to the pin, she's able to take it inside the line.
Metro Player of the Year. Puts her team up by 4. Courtney Selbishka gets blocked by Miller. Vikings recover. They go back to Selbishka. Gets the kill.
Selbishka, the senior, coming off an ACL injury last Memorial Day, doing some really nice things right now, kind of coming alive. Took her a while. That first time across the front row, not very impressive, but really coming on lately.
North Branch back to within 3. Here's Hilly. Her team back up by 4, 20-16.
The very familiar Champlin USA chant after Hilly gets a big kill. Member of the junior national team this past summer.
That was a great experience down in Peru playing with such a high-level talent and against some great young talent from across the world. The U.S. finishing second to Italy.
Yeah, she had a great tournament. Didn't start early, but towards the end, Coach leaned on her quite a bit. Here we see her deliver a great slide ball, and that drops right down the line. Good spot by Battendall Vidal. Good swing.
Hilly to the back row. Ball punched up in the air and over by Sienna Selbishka. Outside Alderson from Hilly. Handled by Kunshir, and then in the middle, Claflin gets the kill.
Great swing by Alderson to set it up, and then was it Claflin? Yeah, takes care of the overpass there to finish it. 22-16, Champlin Park up. Let's take a look at this last point here. Nice little pop on her jump float serve. Ball passed up, okay, a little bit of chaos. Gonna get just thrown over here by the 8th grader, Sienna. Nice pickup on her heels. Ball set outside in rhythm. Alderson takes it down the line, dug right back over. Claflin ready for it, sweep, down, point. Within 3 of the end of set 1, we'll see what happens to finish here. Look for a little bit more Alderson as we go to finish. Hilly definitely gonna put some pressure on the Vikings with her serve. It's good to see both Selbishkas coming alive here towards the end of set 1. They're going to need a lot more of them if they're going to get back in this one or take some momentum into set 2 minimum.
Vikings back out on the court, trailing here by 6. Hilly getting set to serve. Whew.
Great
Looks that
serve.
over. Courtney Sobishka, and off of the Rebels. A point for the Vikings. Off of Miller.
Trap set was Salvichka there, but she's able to tool it off the block.
Hilly outside to Alderson. Down the line for a kill.
Wow, Alderson elevating very well, yelling at Hilly. That's a great set. The excitement from the senior here. She's got way too much line there available to her. Vikings are going to have to move that block if they hope to keep their setter alive.
From the middle, a kill for North Branch's Kelsey Alleman, senior middle.
Good swing here in tempo. I like the finish. It's a one-on-one block. That's going to be hard to deal with. We got to get a second set of hands in front of the middle.
That serve off the tape by Kunshur, and now it's set point for Champlin Park.
Freshman Ashburn will be back to serve, leading the team in aces, I believe.
Yep. Ball outside and off Batten Belvedere. Vikings stay alive.
There we see assistant coach Steve Deschute up, excited, trying to get the Vikings rallied on the court here. Set point, 19-24.
Back it comes. Alderson will push it deep. Point, Champlin Park. They win. Set one, 25-19.
Alderson, great job here. You'll see this ball. Decent serve, putting some pressure on it. Picked up easily by Weimer Skirch. Back set here. And the middle of the court is wide open because they've been abusing the line so much. Libero has to swing down the line. Good enough for set one victory. 25-19. Champlin takes the first.
We'll take time out. We're back with more of our state quarterfinal match from the XL Energy Center when we continue on 12 Sports.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
25-19, Champlin Park beats North Branch. Andy, that was your hair when you were younger, right?
Well, it was a little more tame than that, but not much. Actually, up until I got married, it looked pretty close to that. My wife is a little more concerned that I keep it a little high and tight, and apparently product is a thing. I found that out about 2 weeks after I got engaged. Back to the match a little bit here. Looking over the stats, Hilly and Alderson, 5 kills apiece. Those two combined for more kills than the entire North Branch team. North Branch only hitting 0-3-3. Great defensive effort, and it's because the serve and third contact of Champlin, even when they're not getting kills, the Vikings aren't in a position where they can run an offense. Everything's high and outside to those two sisters, and if they don't get a better first touch, it's going to be a long, long day here. Ooh, that
I like that.
Looking Viking right there. Color me impressed.
They need to put him on the other side, maybe intimidate the Champlin Park. Right behind their bench.
Yeah.
All right.
Voodoo doll or something.
Something like that. The other thing I noticed, Andy, no blocks for North Branch in that first set. Champlin Park had 4.
Ooh, I thought you just about gave him 5 right there.
Almost. But instead out of play, and it's a point.
Well, and again, I think that's an offshoot of the fact that North Branch is basically a one-dimensional team, everything going outside.
Sienna Silvicia's serve into that ties it at 1.
8th grader who put a nice little run together in set 1 misses her serve there.
Batten Dalvidal serving. Coleman setting outside. Courtney Silvishka with the kill.
Big swing from the senior outside here. Only one spot to go with the ball. She doesn't care. It still goes in the seam. It looked like the right side block there was almost outside the court. She's got to make sure she's only taking away space that can be hit.
Served by Burnside. Here's the ball to Hilly. Double contact before the attack from Hilly whistled against Champlin Park. Vikings up 3-1.
I think Jeff can see the hands coming towards him. That's why those weren't getting called against Champlin in set 1. He's got a better angle here.
Hilly gets blocked, but it's out of bounds. Off the Vikings, point Champlin Park.
Intelligent swing from Hilly there as she sees the block kind of set up late, goes off the block and out of bounds.
Maddie Habraba, sophomore middle, back in for North Branch. Serve from Gore. Coleman back outside. Courtney Silvishka handled by Alderson. Across the front row to Hilly, and a point for Champlin Park. Hilly coming into the match, Andy, 442 kills on the season.
That ball goes up and almost over the middle block. She goes a little bit around it, good enough for the point either way.
Coleman gets blocked back by Hilly.
Coleman understanding what a Big Ten block can look like right there as Hilly sees that given away. You see Coleman only going up with one hand when she's going to dump. Hilly was taught she shouldn't do that when she was about 13 years old, so she knows it's coming and gets her hands in the way.
Courtney Silvishka caught a lot of tape there and tapped at the middle, blocked back by Champlin Park. Coleman will set it back outside. Courtney Silvishka that time couldn't get it to crawl over the net. Ball drops for Champlin Park.
And now we're starting to see the block really get in the heads of the Viking attackers there. That's a ball she should normally swing at, but she doesn't want to get blocked again, so she tips it and it's short.
Rebels lead by 2. Gore serving again, and this will be an ace.
Good serve from Gore's got a little bit of topspin to it. Sienna having some trouble looking that ball in, and she drops her right shoulder, passing the ball almost on top of us.
To the middle, good swing there by Alleman, handled by the Rebels. Miller gets it across. Played back and punched over by Coleman. Ashburn will set for Hilly.
You see Coleman turn back and look at libero Kunsher and go, she just went over the top. There's nothing you can do. If she goes over the top of the block, it doesn't matter what your defense looks like. Great swing.
Gore's got the Rebels on a run here. Another good serve from her. Ball in the middle, over by Alleman, dug up by Weimerskirch, but didn't get it back into play. Point for the Vikings.
Smart play there by the middle as she tips that ball around the block, which has been a force for Champlin. Gets that ball to drop.
Coleman serving the back row, Hilly. Ashburn got it for Gore. Coleman and down the line, Courtney Silvishka.
Courtney with a great unload right there. Let's take another look. In rhythm, she starts, she pikes and rotates. There's so much force behind that swing. That's a great ball.
Coleman, the senior setter, puts it in play for the Vikings, trailing now just by 2. The dig on that ball by Sienna Selbishka. To the net, over, and a point for the Rebels.
Good hustle there by the Vikings, but it's that leadership, it's that commitment to finding another way to score. Another big point for the Rebels.
Ace for Hilly. Hilly is second on the team to Ashburn in aces. It's their 44th of the season. Ashburn has 45.
Sienna having some trouble back there with first contact. Nerves getting to the 8th grader, no doubt.
Back to the middle of the court and pushed over by Kunshir. Hilly will set it for Alderson. And kept alive by North French. Tapped over by Alleman at the net. Back to Alderson. Down for a point.
Head coach Mike Sovicha trying to figure out what to do here. It's the tough situation of coaching your daughter. If you can get away from that, they need to get her out of the serve receive. She's costing her team a lot of trouble right now.
To the middle and knocked into the net by Kunshir on a hitting error for the Vikings. Back to Hilly, 11-5 Rebels. Hilly to Alderson. Vikings handle that, and that overpass. Alderson easily able to tap it down. Timeout North Branch.
12-5 Champlin up, and they are rolling right now. Easy ball pushed over. Sienna throws that one back over the net, and Alderson there not going to let that rally continue anymore. The senior outside hitter playing at another level right now, trying to make sure that this team goes to the semifinal, knowing that they've got to get 3 sets here. They've got the first one under their belt, up 12-5 in the second, and they're not going to take their foot off the accelerator until they're done shaking hands here.
Here's a look at the 3A bracket. Prior Lake and Roseville winning the 9 a.m. matches. Prior Lake in 3 over Hopkins. Roseville lost the first set to Moorhead and came back and beat the Spuds in 4. Egan won the first set on the other court here against Mayo and about to go up, it looks like 2-0, leading 24-21.
Got asked by a couple of friends of mine in middle of September who I thought could win the state tournament. And we came up with 12 teams in Class 3A.
You only get one, though, Andy.
Well, yeah, but if you're talking who can win the state tournament, it's 12. And I think there's still 4. I think the 2 that won, there are 9 a.m. matches. I think Champlin and Egan, it's all about who matches up well at the right time. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but it looks like the semifinals are going to be 4 teams that if everything goes their way, they can still get it done. Another error by the Vikings, 13-5 Champlin.
Outside, Courtney Sobishka getting it blocked. Claflin and Miller.
Sobishka getting frustrated right now, but you love to see that type of swing at this point. She's got to keep going after it.
Claflin, who's second to Alderson, or third, rather, Andy, to Alderson and Cribble in blocks on this team. Came up with another one there. Back to Sobishka off the antenna. Another Champlin Park point, and it's 15-5 Rebels.
15-5 Rebels. Big run here from the Vikings, and you see there's very few people that can bark at a player, but if you also call her your daughter, apparently you can get on her. Let's see how that handles.
Off of Sienna Sobishka, run and over on the third hit by Hartman. Here's Hilly, back outside, down the line goes Miller. Great dig by Kunshir. Courtney Sobishka gets blocked. Vikings able to play it, good long rally here. Gore to Alderson, spins it over, and a little miscommunication who's going to play that ball. It drops for a point. 16-5 Rebels. Sophie Linder, a sophomore defensive specialist, in replacing Sienna Selbishka.
Sienna freaking out a little bit here. The 8th grader under the lights, under the pressure. Dad/coach going to talk to her for a second, get her calmed down again. Oh, that's a great substitution as it's a missed serve.
Linder comes in, let that one go, and Vikings end the long run. Courtney Selbishka will serve.
Yep.
Hilly back across, gets Miller in position to get the kill.
Linder wanted nothing to do with the front row, tried to get off twice. They weren't able to get it. Hilly, seeing that, delivers the slide. That was over before it started.
Sienna Selbishka back in. After a 2-point rest, Linder comes out. Served by Weimer-Skirch. Ball to the middle and pushed across out off the tape by Allman, and a point for Champlin Park to make it 18-6. Another timeout for North Branch.
Alleman there doesn't get a ball above the net, tries to tip it over and catches the net. Not exactly what they're looking for the Vikings. They're going to have to get relaxed and get back under control and play volleyball on their side instead of worrying about what Hilly, Alderson, the rest of the Rebels are doing. Instead of worrying about what the fans are saying and screaming, they got to just play their volleyball. And that roar we just heard, Rochester Mayo comes back from down 24-21, scores 5 in a row to win set 2 and tie it up at a set apiece. You know, a lot of people didn't even have Mayo getting out of their section. They had them losing to Lakeville South, who's been a top 5 team all year, but nobody told Mayo that. So Mayo's the type of team that, you know, chip in a chair. That's what we always say in the game, right? It's a poker term that comes over to volleyball. All you need is a seat at the table. They're taking full advantage. Back here to court 1, Champlin looking to close out set 2, up 18-6. Now it's about making sure that everybody just stays on game plan. We don't want to see anybody trying to go rogue, trying to do things they shouldn't do. I've seen this in tournament play at the club level. You know, you'll try and do something cute out of this timeout. You'll set your libero. You'll do something where the wrong kid does the wrong thing, and that's when somebody gets hurt. That's when something just unnecessary happens. And it's also, in my opinion, it's disrespecting the game and your opponent. You came here to play high, hard, and fast. You got to finish out this set doing exactly that.
As I always say, Andy, it's nothing more dangerous than volleyball players gone rogue, right?
Right.
That Novadol gets blocked. And the Rebels can't keep it alive on the point for North Branch. Kill for Hartman on that block.
I like the set here to Vatndal Vidal, but the coverage just isn't there. There's people standing up. Hilly and Alderson nowhere near the point. Get in there and help your teammates out.
Quinshire serves, but couldn't get it across. Tough hitting error on the Vikings. A little margin for error as it is, and that's point 19 for Champlin Park.
You see the look on Quinshir's face right now. She's just distraught, knowing she's doing what she can, and then she gets that close skill opportunity and misses.
Courtney Selbishka handled the back row by Weimer-Skirch. And the kill for Vatndal Vidal.
Vatndal Vidal does a nice job again of seeing that the zone 6 is wide open. Courtney making a move, but just not going to be able to get there. Great placement.
Ashburn with the serve. Set back to Hartman off the take for a point.
Hartman jacked at the opportunity, takes a big swing there, drops it in the seam of the block. Nice job by her, putting it in front of the backcourt for Champlin. Hilly making kind of a half-hearted effort there, kind of upset that the ball caught tape.
Robillard's back in. She gets a good serve across. Hilly back to Alderson. Vikings keep it alive. Back outside, Sienna Selbishka, handled by Weimer-Skirch. In the middle, Hilly will tap it over the front row. At the net, Alderson alive to Vatndal Vidal off the blockers. Good long rally here. Back outside, Sienna Selbishka. point Champlin Park.
I like what the 8th grader is doing. Took a little break when she was in the back row. She's come in going after it right now. Misses on that attack, but I love the aggressiveness.
Courtney Sobishka, back row handled by Alderson. Hilly gets blocked. Is off the North Branch players and out. Point for Champlin Park, 22-8.
Big swing here by the Metro Player of the Year. She goes off the block of Morgan Coleman.
Ace for Alderson. Champlin Parks at 23.
Sienna Solvichka looking to the sideline and end line for help and not getting it.
Coleman trying the attack. And now we're at set point.
That one looked a lot better, though. That one she got up with both hands. She just didn't rotate around the ball well enough. I like the idea there.
Coleman outside. Sienna Sobishka keeps North Branch alive. Gets them .9.
Sienna Solvichka unloading on yet another ball. That's got to be her 3rd, 4th kill of this set alone.
Front row, Ashburn to Hilly, and there is set point. 25-9. Champlin Park wins the 2nd set to go up 2-0.
Sienna serves the ball here, doesn't put enough mustard on it. Hilly's in rhythm. Ashburn on the 3 set, and it's over before it starts. She's about a foot over the block there, it looked like. Hilly elevating her game to a whole nother level and taking Champlin Park to a 2-0 lead here at the X.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Set 3 on the way. North Branch, Champlin Park State Volleyball from the XL Energy Center continues in a moment.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
With Andy Guggesberg, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for our coverage of the state volleyball tournament. We apologize for being tape delayed this year, but the State High School League rules will allow us to do the live coverage. Those are exclusively on Grand Stadium, which I know Andy will be working for on the webcast here the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, very excited about the opportunity. A guy named Lance Hughes is kind of running the show there, and he started something with wrestling. Last year, myself, a good buddy of mine, Josh Madison, and a couple other people were fortunate enough to do play-by-play in color for every match. What they're doing now is they're doing some community-based stuff. So I know that Champlin has one of their, I think he's some administrator of some sort, doing play-by-play for Champlin Park. And somebody, I can't remember the gentleman's name, for the Vikings out of North Branch. Pretty exciting stuff. What we're going to do, we're going to be able to do play-by-play for the semifinals, but it's all community-based here in the first round. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. I know that Lance was pretty excited about it. I know I'm excited about the opportunity to work with some new people and get some more community feel to it.
And Lisa Murphy, who's worked with us on some of our telecasts, will be joining you for part of the action here.
Yeah, she's actually doing court 2 for the first few rounds because a couple of the communities didn't have somebody available. So she's actually got a full slate of games today.
We are underway here in set 3. Champlin Park up 2-0 on North Branch. Double contact whistled against the Vikings, gives the first point of the set to Champlin Park.
Yeah, we look at the stats from that second set, and again, Hilly and Alderson, another 4 kills apiece. The Rebels hit 364 in that set. You can't lose hitting that high. And off to another fast start here as they're up 2-0.
Coleman back set, sliding across, and a good hit and attack and a kill for North Branch. It was nicely played by the Vikings. Maddie Hadraba coming across and getting the kill.
Apparently we had a net violation, so we'll go back to Champlin serve.
Well, it looked nice, Andy.
It sure did. It sure did. And just like when those ugly points score, you know, it's not about pretty, it's about points. That time they get their kill. Senior Courtney Sovichka getting after it there.
Makes it 3-1. Burnside with the serve. Front row Ashburn to Hilly. And that's a kill for Sydney Hilly. Well, we've seen her obviously a lot in the last 2 years. Kind of maybe get spoiled by how good she really is.
Yeah, you don't recognize it. You spend so much time watching her that play is just what she does. You don't recognize how special that elevation is, that acceleration is, because we're just so used to seeing it.
And Hilly gets the block and taps that one down for a point.
Again, I don't know what she's reading off Coleman, but Coleman hasn't got a ball past her the entire match.
Gore serving. And that one into the net. Point North Branch.
Gore still all smiles, making some changes. Kind of glance up at the Viking student section, making sure, yeah, I hear you.
Coleman serves. Alderson, Ashburn. Healy will tap that one over to adjust to that ball. Outside, Courtney Sobishka gets the kill. Off of Miller, down for a point.
Miller early on the block here. You see she jumps. She's on her way down when that ball gets to the net. As a result, ball drops for a kill for the Vikings.
Champlin Park had a scramble on that point. Play to keep it alive and then hit into the net by Hartman.
Key for the Vikings right now is to not let one error cause them any sort of chaos or confusion. Understand that the game's full of errors. Just relax and play volleyball.
Handled back row by Gore, but right to the net and off the net, point North Branch.
Gore digs it up quite well there. Hilly not able to get up to the net in time to make a play, though.
Courtney Sobishka trailing her team down by 2, gives it point back, and a long serve, make it 7-4 Rebels. Weimer-Skirch back to serve. Ball hit deep and down for a point. Good strong attack. Here it's 7-5, Courtney Sobishka. Look at her play again there.
Sobishka out of the back row, and nobody thinks that ball's going to drop in until it finds the end line.
Kunshir serve. Alderson, Hilly, back to Alderson. Couldn't get it to crawl over the tape. Point for the Vikings.
Everything was good about that until it caught tape. It's a great set by Hilly there. Alderson's got the entire right side of the court open. She goes cross body, but doesn't contact high enough.
Vikings a point away from tying it. Off the tape, Hilly Outside to Vandal Vidal. It's up on top of that ball for the kill.
Big swing from Marissa there. You see her just drop that thumb and still drop that ball inside the 116.
Ashburn back in, Krimble back in. And it's the Ashburn to serve. Ball hit long, point Champlin Park.
Ashburn not with the ace there, but still serving tough enough to get the Vikings out of system.
Ace for Ashburn.
And on cue, there's the ace we're looking for.
10-6.
Just great contact point, a lot of movement there, drops in front of the senior Slavishka.
She's had a nice year for them, hasn't she, as a 9th grader?
Sure has. Just a couple early points here where she got a little excited, but other than that, hasn't had the freshman mistakes that you typically expect and are actually okay with as a coach.
Sienna Selbishka spun that one off the tape and down for a point.
And there's the back and forth that we love to see at the state tournament. After the ace from Ashburn, the Champlin students letting everybody know that she was a freshman. After the kill from the 8th grader Selbishka, North Branch returning the favor.
Alderson down the line, point Champlin Park.
Great swing from Alderson. One of my favorite interactions with that was I was watching Prior Lake Shakopee. This is about 6 years ago. They had a freshman outside hitter, Shakopee did, who just uncorked on a ball. And of course, the Shakopee fans bust out with the "she's a freshman" chant. The very next ball, same kid gets set, and she hits it under the net. So of course, the Prior Lake fans remind everybody that she was a freshman. Clever stuff. One of my favorite parts about the state tournament. We'll take a look at this swing again. Good spot down the line from the middle.
11-8. Vikings back to within 3 off the kill. Serve over by Linder. Ashburn playing it back and over by Hilly. Good dig up on that ball by Robillard. Blocked by Krimble at the net. Vikings trying to recover. Point Champlin Park. Double contact on the Vikings.
A little miscommunication there between Coleman. Didn't quite holler loud enough for her teammates to get out of the way. That's got to be her ball.
Back set, and Hilly is there, able to handle the hit from Hadrava.
Hadrava doesn't quite get a full swing on that ball, tips it. Hilly almost goes into the net there trying to block that ball.
Outside and across, Alderson able to handle that ball. Here's Hilly down the line.
Oh my. You know, one of my favorite things is they talk about it sounds better in FM. That's a ball I wish we could have heard on FM. She just cracks on this ball and unloads down the line. Great swing.
Back set hit over, dug up by Ashburn on the attack from Hadrava. Coleman whistled again for double contact, point Champlin Park. And again, Andy, they get these like 3-4 point runs, and all of a sudden the lead's up to 7.
Yeah, you know, the Vikings are from North Branch playing pretty good volleyball right now, but it's just like you said, it's a 3-point run here and then a side out and then another 3-point run. And it's not bad volleyball on either side, as we see a double contact there on the freshman Ashburn. Not bad volleyball on the Vikings side, just some really good things happening in succession for Champlin.
Burnside back in, and we'll serve it here for the Vikings. Here's Hilly down for the kill. Hilly and Alderson 9 kills each through the first 2 sets. Krimble out, and Whitney Anderson in for the first time today, senior defensive specialist. I don't think we saw her at all in the section final or semifinal.
We didn't see her in the semis or the section finals, but the game we did early with Maple Grove and them, she was actually one of our players of the game. Had a great run, serving a couple different times in that match. There we see Slovichka just pop. Oh, Yes. Oh, wow. From our angle, it didn't look nearly as impressive as it actually was. She had about a millimeter from the antenna there, and she unloaded on that ball.
Here's Hilly off the block, point Champlin Park.
Hilly, big swing there, over and off the double block. All smiles on the Champlin bench right now. Hilly, she's talented. Is she going to serve them both? Oh no, we get one ball back behind the scorer's table on the other side here.
Back row off of Sobieska, and it'll be an ace for Hilly in Champlin Park.
Never say die effort again. I'm telling you what, this Cassidy Kunsher, I see half of the Mayak is here. Of course, the other half of the Mayak is playing in the regional tournament at Stevens Point. If that kid isn't playing volleyball somewhere, one of those schools needs to pick her up. Heck of an athlete, just a gritty player, which is what you're looking for in that libero position. There's the double contact.
Seen a lot of those called today, haven't we, from Jeff Krause?
Yeah, and what's crazy to me is they've all been on his right, so the setter moving towards him so he can see their hands. A lot of times, as an up official, it's hard for you to see the ball when it's going away from you. He's making every one of those calls towards him. In my opinion, he might have missed one or two going away from him, but Champlin Park not needing the assistance right now as we get another timeout for North Branch. They are down 20-10 here in set 3. Gonna need to go 15-5 in order to send it to a fourth set. I don't know that that's gonna happen, so this might be that timeout, and as a coach, I can tell you this is one of the worst ones. Essentially, your season's coming to an end. So you take this timeout, you remind your athletes, especially your seniors, live in this moment. You've earned the right to be on this floor. Here we see Courtney Sobiechka looking at Dad, trying to hold back everything that's going on, trying to figure out what we're gonna do in order to extend our season as much as we possibly can. What I'd like to see right here, I'd like to see the seniors getting involved. They've got somewhere between 5 and I would say 10 points left of volleyball in this match. It's officially competing for a state championship yet. How do you want to come out? How do you want this match to finish? Champlin Park, you see Janae Alderson jumping back onto the court. She's all smiles. You see Krimble on the bench. She's all smiles. You see Whitney Anderson. She's back in the game. She's doing some really nice things. These 3 seniors, and then we also have, there's one more here, Lauren Roll. I'd like to see Roll get into the match if we can. Here we see Emma Schmidt coming off the bench. Coming into the match for the first time. Trying to figure out where she's going to play.
She is, the freshman for the first time, as you mentioned. Miller had the kill for the Rebels on the point right before the timeout. Hilly still serving. Up by 10. Outside, Courtney Sobiechka off of Anderson, and a point for the Vikings. 20-11 Rebels. Courtney Sobiechka back to serve. Hilly in the middle, and Claflin missed on that attack and into the net.
Hilly backing away from the ball there. It's moving her left to right, and she's not able to finish the set. It's a little low.
Hilly to Alderson. Spins it to the back row. It'll be a work play by Kunsher, but a little too much power, and had to get that across, and then long on the hit. 21-12, and now, as if Andy had ordered the substitution himself, we see senior Lauren Roll into the match and serving now.
Lauren Roll getting her opportunity. Whole lot of excitement there. Good serve from the senior DS. And of course, another double contact.
The Roll gets a point for Champlin Park and get a chance to serve another one. Rebels have used their entire roster here today. Outside, Sienna Sobiechka. Here is The hit long on the attack from Schmidt. Point for North Branch.
Good dig there by Roll. I like the idea of getting Schmidt involved here, knowing they're going to need her to take some big swings next year.
Hilly, Schmidt that time gets the kill. There you go.
And I love the excitement from the rest of the Rebels here as she gets this kill. And again, I've not been in their practice gym, but my assumption from that reaction, she's one of those kids that works hard every day to make the starters better. Love it.
Ashburn's back in, she serves here. Over by Coleman. Front row, here comes Schmidt again. This time too strong. Point North Branch. Back in for the Vikings is Robillard.
Everybody all smiles for Champlin Park. Like the composure from the Vikings right now. Playing clean volleyball, still focused on the task at hand, taking care of one contact at a time.
Coleman outside, Sienna Sobishka killed. 23-15.
Sobishka here with the kill off the block, and as Schmidt goes into the huddle, she goes, I don't know what I was doing. I'm sorry, guys. Just loose, relaxed, calm volleyball. I love it.
Hilly from the middle, off of Robillard. Couldn't shear and hit long by Courtney Sobishka. Now we are at match point.
Match point for the Rebels. Alderson serving, Hilly back in the front row.
Alderson to Hilly, spins it across. Over by Courtney Sobishka, long, and that'll do it.
That is exactly where that ball needed to go. Sobishka, even though she's in the back row, might be the last contact of the state tournament on the winner's bracket side. Let's take a look at this whole point again. Alderson with a great serve. Sobishka passes, okay. Coleman goes out to younger Sobishka, tip, cross court, picked up very well there by Ashburn. Alderson goes out of system, under control. Hilly rolls it over. Coleman's going to take the second ball, go back row, exactly where it needs to go. She goes for the corner and just misses. Great finish for the Rebels. They advance to the semifinals where it looks like they're going to play Egan. Egan up 2-1 on Mayo. Vikings have their season all but officially ended here. Another great match. Hats off to both student sections, loud and proud throughout. We'll be back again to see a little more volleyball tomorrow.
Champlin Park advancing to the semis, and that was one of their goals, Andy. They lost a tough 5-setter last year to Roseville. More experienced team this year, a little better team. Probably a little easier opponent that they play, but they played well enough today and well in certain stretches to be able to pull away from this North Branch team and not make it interesting for themselves.
Absolutely true. It's clean, it's collected, it's good volleyball for the Rebels. Vikings happy to be here. Not the result the seniors were looking for, but as you look down that roster, there's a few seniors, there's a lot of underclassmen. This team could be back from that section again next year.
And they will play at least one more match. They'll be into the consolation semifinals against either Egan or Rochester Mayo. Those Rebels fans across the way will be back tomorrow for the semifinals. We'll have it for you on Channel 12. Go to 12.tv for the replay time of Champlin Park against either Egan or Mayo in the 3A semifinals. But that'll do it for our coverage on day one of the State Class 3A tournament. For Andy Guggesberg and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in. Champlin Park sweeps North Branch. It's the Rebels on to the semifinals.